Breaking news on 41 Action News starts now.
Another death in the city. Police say someone was shot and killed in the city's Pendleton Heights area. Police found the victim in the 400 block of Highland Avenue. We have a crew on the way to get updates and what happened. We'll have more within this newscast if we get there and get the information. Otherwise, online at kshb.com. The manhunt is over for the second suspect in a deadly KCK bar shooting. This is the guy, Hugo Villanueva Morales, captured in Mexico after dodging police for more than 2 months. He is one of 2 accused of killing 4 people at the Tequila KC bar in October. The victims, Alfredo Calderon, Everardo Meza, Francisco Garcia Anaya, and Martin Rodriguez. Tonight's capture brings relief to their families. 41 Action News reporter Ariel Rothfeld is live at Tequila KC. Ariel, how's the community reacting to this news today?
Well, Chris says one family told me the news brought tears of joy. This community has been waiting months to finally learn of an arrest.
Wish I had a good girl to miss me.
Karaoke night inside Tequila KC sounded a little different Thursday. The notes? A little sweeter.
I got tingles, like chills.
To see this man, Hugo Villanueva Morales, finally in police custody, arrested more than 1,600 miles away in Mexico Wednesday after being on the run for more than 2 months.
It was a blessing. It put a lot of things at ease now.
On October 6th, Zachary Ontiveros' life changed forever. His son-in-law Alfredo, one of the 4 men shot and killed trying to enjoy a Friday night.
Sometimes it just doesn't even seem real.
Tony Hernandez agrees.
Still scared.
She was inside the bar that night, enjoying the music, when moments later, she was on the floor performing CPR, trying to save Alfredo's life.
They were screaming for dear life, and you just kept seeing flashes and hearing shots.
It's a sound she'll never forget, a night that will forever haunt her.
There's no moving on. No, even though the gentleman's caught, it's not easier. It's just a little bit more relief knowing that he can't hurt anybody else or kill anyone else.
And that is why inside, during this karaoke night, the tune has somewhat shifted.
Now just get it on with our lives and, never forget, they're never going to be forgotten. Just always remember them.
Villanueva Morales will have to be extradited here to Kansas. A source tells me that could happen as early as next week. Reporting live tonight in Kansas City, Kansas, Ariel Rothfeld, 41 Action News.
All right, thank you, Ariel. Now, here's the timeline on how Villanueva Morales escaped police after the shooting. According to a federal court filing, investigators believe he boarded a Greyhound bus for Dallas at 8:05 that Sunday morning. Nearly 7 hours after the shooting, police in Dallas were called to intercept him, but the Dallas police were 15 minutes late catching the bus before it headed into Mexico. It's the first time of its kind in Kansas City. Tomorrow, Mayor Quinton Lucas will sign the Tenants' Bill of Rights. The council approved it in a 12-1 vote. The grassroots KC Tenants Group has been working on its Bill of Rights for months. It established a tenant advocate division and protects tenants from the discrimination, including eviction history. The group did concede on a couple of issues. They removed a rule that would limit landlords from seeing how much tenants make a month, as well as providing legal counsel for disputes. Now, KC Tenants will work with the city to put the Bill of Rights in action. They hope to establish an office by June. The council also decided to wait until next week to vote on incentives for the local financial planning company, Waddell & Reed. It is estimated that more than $100 million in incentives could be poured into the project, about half of it from the city. Many say the property tax money could go elsewhere, and Kansas City Public Schools fears it could mean losing millions of dollars for the district.
We think they understand, our concerns and our need to reduce that incentive level. So this is a really good message to us in the community.
Today, the council did agree to lower some of the incentives to about 37%. Waddell & Reed told 41 Action News it's still excited to bring its workforce for a new building in downtown Kansas City. New here at 10 o'clock, one Missouri senator is pushing to eliminate personal property taxes. Bill Eigel is a state senator from St. Charles County. He filed the resolution to be considered when lawmakers return January 8th. He posted the resolution on his Facebook page saying you pay a tax on your vehicle when you buy it, so taxing it every December is not reasonable. If the bill passes, both chambers voters will decide the fate. Kansas City crews are already preparing for a chance of snow this weekend. Chance of snow today. Crew put down salt brine to allow it to soak into the pavement, and they'll be out tomorrow as well. Chief Meteorologist Gary Lezak now. So the latest on the snow chances?
Must be a new strategy. I mean, to do it 3 days before, so we'll see.
They get it ready, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see what happens, because a lot can change between now and Sunday. Already a new solution on the computer models. I'll take you through that here in about 15 minutes. Right now, you can see outside, it's dry here in Kansas City. The current temperature is 40 degrees. Tomorrow, we're going to get up to about 55 or 56 degrees. The storm that's going to produce our chance of snow is way out west of Portland, north of Honolulu, Hawaii. So will it look like this on Sunday for the Chiefs-Broncos game? We'll take a look here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Gary. The battle between Clay County and the Missouri State Auditor is getting worse. Today, the auditor's office said it will take the county to court for a second time after the county refused to answer questions over a citizen-mandated audit. 41 Action News reached out to Clay County for a response. They told us a non-attorney was leading the questioning for the deposition, raising concerns over whether it violated state law. The county said they contacted the state Bar's Ethics Council for guidance, but was not able to speak with anybody. They said once the issue is resolved, the county will work with the auditor to reschedule the deposition. A House committee is still debating impeachment articles tonight. They're expected to approve them, moving the articles to the full House next week. The articles charge President Trump with abusing his power by pressuring Ukraine to investigate his political rivals while withholding military aid. Congress has just over a week to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. Today they passed a tentative deal, but it must be finalized by December 20th. It's unclear if President Trump will support the agreement. Last year, budget negotiations forced a government shutdown for 35 days. All right, it's the busiest shopping day of the year. Don't need me to tell you that. More and more people are shopping online. It seems like every day there's a new alert about a scam or hack, but there are some things we can do to protect ourselves and our money. Holiday shopping is in full swing, and most are doing a combination of some in-store shopping and a whole lot of online shopping. So what are best practices for protecting our money?
So Amazon, for example, it's safe to link either your debit or credit card. A lot of what you look at with Amazon is if you're purchasing from a third-party vendor.
Chris Batch from UMB Bank says avoid spending with any that have limited feedback, low ratings, high shipping rates, and that credit cards have more protections.
They have a lot more protection for identity theft, and so the card company will give you zero liability. So you'll get reimbursed a lot more quickly than you would potentially with your local bank because they have to do an investigation.
What about the apps on our phone where you can link payment to make buying easier?
It's always best to enter your card information in every time. While it's not the most convenient, you're not storing your information on that site.
Thus minimizing risk if they're hacked. And how about payment apps like Venmo?
Venmo is great, but they charge a 3% transaction fee if you link your credit card to that app. They do not charge a fee if you use your bank account or your debit card or the Venmo balance.
She says PayPal serves as a middleman for processing payments and is generally a safe place to exchange money. Think twice before signing up for store credit cards to get discounts.
Buyer beware, because those rates are going to be higher, and a lot of times if you end up doing that and you open too many accounts, that can impact your credit.
One final piece of advice. Batch says budget for what you plan to spend for the holidays and then add a little bit more.
Cushion about 10 to 15% for last minute gifts.
Things to keep in mind so you don't head into the new year in the red. Another tip for buying online, make sure to double check the URL. Cyber criminals have been known to buy misspelled versions of real websites. An amazing surprise for a local veteran. Today, the program Recycled Rides donated a car to this man. His name is Lawrence. The vet spent 9 years in the Army Reserves and was deployed to Iraq in 2004. When he returned home, he lost his job and he lost his home. But now he's living in a tiny home at the New Veterans Community Project, and for the past 7 months, he's been taking the bus for a 90-minute trip to work.
Just the freedom that this car will allow me to have. And I'm learning that while being with VCP, no man is an island. We all need each other to help each other out.
Isn't that the truth? Smith just finished school and he plans to pursue a career in IT. Congrats to him. It's his first snap at Arrowhead, but this Lee Summit native won't be wearing red.
I think that's pretty cool to be able to have the opportunity just to go home.
The young quarterback's journey back home and his dad's special message for Gary.
Did the new data have more snow or less snow? What do you say, Kristen? I don't know. Our forecast is coming up.
You're watching 41 Action News at 10. Clear, complete coverage.
You're watching 41 Action News at 10. Clear, complete coverage with Krista Dubill, Kevin Holmes. Your forecast with Gary Lezak, Kansas City's weather leader, and sports with Mick Schaefer. Thanks for watching 41 Action News.
Denver Broncos quarterback Drew Lock became the starter just 2 games ago, and now the Lee Summit native and Mizzou Tigers taking his first snap at Arrowhead Stadium. 41 Action News anchor Dia Wall talked to his dad and ahead of Lock taking the field this Sunday.
Drew Lock is a familiar face here in Kansas City.
I saw him take his first snap obviously in Columbia. I saw him in Lee Summit High School take his first snap, and Pleasant Lee Junior High take his first snaps. We've seen a lot of games.
41 Action News caught up with him just before his pro career began at the 2019 NFL Draft.
That is a hug. Drew Lock.
Took me 22 years to warm up to the thought of getting out of Missouri, but, I'm finally here. I'm excited.
His parents, Andy and Laura Lock, had hopes then.
I'd love for him to be able to sit behind a veteran quarterback somewhere. That would be awesome, but it doesn't have to be that way. I fully believe he could step on the field tomorrow and be a successful NFL quarterback.
That tomorrow came 2 weeks ago. Lock started for the Denver Broncos against the LA Chargers.
McManus for the win.
And won. The next week, he went to Houston and became the first NFL quarterback since 1950 to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You dream about things like this for your kids for a long time.
This dad's dream is a reality now. The Broncos are headed to Arrowhead Stadium to face the Chiefs on Sunday.
I think that's pretty cool to be able to have the opportunity just to go home and play against the Chiefs and, be in front of some of your friends and family.
If you didn't know, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid is a friend. He coached Andy when he played at Mizzou.
On one hand, it's good to see Andy Lock's son doing so well, Drew doing well, but on the other hand, we got to play him.
Any type of compliment coming from Coach Reid is a positive for sure.
This is a shift for the Lock family. I asked Andy if he's ever rooted against the Chiefs before.
No. I haven't. You had that question queued up, didn't you? No, I have not. I don't think I've ever rooted against the Chiefs, but I'll be rooting against them this week for sure.
I would appreciate that a lot. It's already going to be loud enough as is, so maybe if we can turn over 50 of the Chiefs fans that would have been in there, it'll help us out in the long run.
His parents knew this moment would come before the draft.
He has to take the field. The boy's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready for it.
Now, they're ready to soak it all in.
I'm proud of him and excited for him. And can't wait to be out there on Sunday.
In Lee Summit, Dia Wall, 41 Action News.
Okay, so first of all, Dia's great at stuff like that. What a fun thing to share. Now we know a lot of people in the city are torn about cheering for Drew since he's a Denver Bronco, especially you have a hard time with this. So we asked his dad, Andy, how he feels about this.
Gary is I think he's representative of the Kansas City fan base. And I tell Gary I understand it. And I'm okay with it. I've become okay with it.
I think he might be referring.
He forgives you.
Because on the radio, on Sports Radio 810 this morning, because he's a Bronco, it's just hard to root for. You can't root for a Bronco. But you can root for at least Summit native.
But I do think fantasy football has prepared a lot of people to root for different teams and different players. So we were a little more prepared than we might have been 10 years ago or something. I think it'll be fine. I'll really enjoy watching him.
Drew Lock has a great game.
But loses.
But Patrick Mahomes has a better game. All right, let's just say. All right, will it snow on Sunday? Let's go take a look to the Lock family and everybody else. Here's what's going on weather-wise. This is our KB Complete Sky View Network. You can see it is cloudy outside. Tomorrow there will be some clouds and still it'll get up into the 50s. Right now it's 39 degrees. It's actually 40 degrees at KCI. Just a 7-mile-per-hour breeze. Today the wind was really howling. That wind will be down tomorrow. The temperature will be up a little bit, a few clouds, and then we'll concentrate on what is next, which is this storm, which is now 2,900 miles away. And the latest data sort of lost the storm, loses the storm, and so it makes our forecast difficult. If it gets to Kansas City slightly weaker than the models are showing, we won't get much snow at all, okay, Sunday or Monday. If it's slightly stronger, there will be significant amounts of snow. So we have 3 more days to track whether it's going to be slightly weaker, slightly stronger. and where it's going to track. So very, very important here. The trend right now is weaker on the latest data, but we'll see how it looks tomorrow. We have a lot of time to check it out. Tomorrow, speaking of tomorrow, 53 degrees. Maybe up to 56 degrees. At this time tomorrow night, a cold front will be entering northwest Missouri. It'll still be mild or cool, but pretty nice for this time of the year. Maybe a sprinkle tomorrow night, a shower. A little bit of mixture of precipitation over northeast Missouri. Some snowflakes might fall just east of Kansas City as that cold air blasts in on Saturday morning. That storm moves away, and then the stronger one approaches. This is brand new data that just came in. As I said, it came in a little bit weaker. It still has a few snowflakes falling right about the time you might be heading out to Arrowhead for tailgating. 23 degrees at Arrowhead, and then some snow during the game. If we only get a ½ inch or an inch, that would cause problems for the game. You can see this is the new data that by 6 p.m. it starts snowing in Kansas City, and maybe earlier than that. So here is our forecast. 35 degrees tomorrow morning to start the day. And as I said, the clouds should break out. Let's see what the latest data shows. Lots of clouds tomorrow. Then they thin out. We went up to 53. Come on. I still think 56 degrees. South-southwest wind at 7. Then Friday night in the big town's going to be in the 40s, and maybe that sprinkle as the clouds thicken up and that disturbance comes our way. And in our 7-day forecast, 32 degrees Saturday, 25 Sunday, a 70% chance of some light snow that might become briefly heavy. We'll see how that happens. And then Monday, an 80% chance, 24 degrees, and then we'll start a warming trend a week from now. So we do have some winter weather coming in 9 days before winter gets here. Now back to Drew Lock.
I knew you'd want to
I'm feeling guilty because
you should.
On Sports Radio 810 this morning, I sort of let them have it because, you know, he's a Bronco, and we don't like the Broncos.
Would you like to change your comment, or you want to stick with that?
Well, I'll be on tomorrow morning with Stephen.
No, I mean right now with our viewers.
Well, I forget what my comment was.
Chiefs have already clinched the division.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but
it's fine if he has a good game.
I think what you said is appropriate. We want him to have Drew to have a good game, but we want Patrick to have a better game.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right, speaking of stuff, Rockers replaces a coaching legend with, well, probably another today. And we talked to the leader of the Chiefs defense, the Honey Badger, on the reasons the unit is getting better in front of our eyes.
Real quick, more information about the deadly shooting we led the newscast with tonight. Kansas City police say the victim is a woman. They do know that now. Right now, they are processing the scene in the 400 block of Highland. As of now, there's no suspect information. Detectives are looking for anyone who saw the shooting to speak up. More in the morning.
All right, well, don't look now, but the Chiefs defense is 20th in the NFL in total defense, 19th in points allowed, uncharted territory the past few seasons, and they're 12th in pass defense. Now prepping for a rookie quarterback in Drew Lock coming into Arrowhead on Sunday. Last time out, the Chiefs defense held the Broncos to just 205 yards, albeit with another quarterback, and a season-low 6 points. In fact, the Chiefs D has given up more than 400 yards just once in the last 7 games.
Not many people really believed in us. Not many people, thought we can get to this point in the season where we were kind of communicating well, that chemistry is building, and you can see that when you cut on the tape. So I think it's important for us to kind of stay committed to the process, understanding, what we felt like that first meeting, getting together versus what we feel like now.
And a couple of those guys in the back, Rashard Fitton and Mo Claiborne, didn't practice today. Frank Clark's still out as well. Well, Eli Drinkwitz is already adding to his staff over at Mizzou, bringing over a couple of guys from App State. Charlie Harbison has the title Associate Head Coach / Defense, and Eric Link was App State's Special Teams Coordinator. Mizzou assistants Andy Hill, Cornell Ford, and A.J. Ofadale will not return. The annual Simone Awards held at Olathe North today. Bishop Miege's Daniel Jackson winning the Otis Taylor Award for Best Receiver. Park Hill's Johnny Wilson wins the Buck Buchanan Award for Best Big School Lineman Linebacker. Odessa QB Josie Meyerand wins the Frank Fontana Award for Best Small School Player. Platte County linebacker Garrett Watson wins the Bobby Bell Award for Best Small School Lineman Linebacker. Lincoln Prep's William Lowe, your Coach of the Year. And Olathe North's Arlen Bruce IV wins it all, your 2019 Simone Award winner.
I don't think it's hit me yet still. I'm still in shock right now.
Longtime Rockers head coach Tony Severino winning a Lifetime Achievement Award, and that's because Severino is retiring, and immediately following the Simone Awards, Rockers announced his replacement. Kelly Donahoe from longtime Rockers rival Blue Springs.
We have played Rockers 32 times in 20 seasons at Blue Springs, so if anyone knows Rockers kind of well, I kind of felt like I did. I've got tremendous respect for Tony. I think he's going to go down in the history of high school coaches as one of the greatest coaches in the history of high school football.
Speaking of Rockers, Rockers University, the volleyball team is moving on to the Final Four in the Division II championships out in Denver. Winners over Carson Newman today will play Nebraska Kearney on Friday. And learn the name Stephen Woods Jr., Royals fans. He's the right-handed pitcher the Royals drafted in the Rule 5 draft today, which means Woods must remain on the Royals roster all of next year, or he'll go back to Tampa Bay. There you go.
Now we are updated on sports.
We are updated on sports. It's going to be cool seeing Blue Springs, Kelly Donahoe going over to Rockers now.
Yeah, longtime rival. All right, we'll be right back with Gary. New here at 10 o'clock, some local kids battling life-threatening diseases got a chance to see themselves as the heroes they are. The group Kid Rules and 3D HQ hosted an event to give the kids their own action figures.
I live by positivity always wins. I'm going to be an action figure. I'm going to be in my room watching me at night.
The kids also enjoyed snacks, music, and a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus. Super fun. All right, let's check the weather.
You very rarely see Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. It's a rare moment.
Yeah. He's always out doing other stuff.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, okay, let's see what's going on. 56 degrees tomorrow. Then the cold front comes through tomorrow night, 32 on Saturday. The new data just came in, and it's got a lot less snow. But we're still 3 days away. So
this data needs to make up its mind.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Thanks for watching us for 41 Action News tonight. Our next newscast tomorrow morning. Have a good rest of your night.
At 4:30.